when you look back at your career, like what are your proudest moments? Like what are the moments that you're like, I am a tremendous success? Because you are.
Mm-hmm. I'll talk about a story. I actually mentioned this in my TED Talk, but where I'm at in my life now, again, I don't think in the moment I thought it was like, well, isn't this what everyone would do? But now I look back and realize that it was much bigger than that. But about, I don't know, 8 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, before I was technically in charge and leading my company, one of our employees was out sick for a week. We'd been in an office environment. She'd worked for us for, 6, 7 years already by then. So very tenured. And I didn't ask questions. I knew she was out sick and our HR manager handled that. But she came back to the office, kind of caught her in the hall. And I was like, are you feeling better? And I could just tell like something was off. And we ended up having a conversation and she shared that she had had a miscarriage and she had just called in sick. And she's like, I didn't know what to do. And physically, those days off helped me heal. But like emotionally, she's like, I should not be here right now. Like, I haven't even started healing. And I like get the chills when I tell this story because I can I like remember what she was wearing when she told me.
I'm like trying not to cry.
Yeah. And what it led to, and it wasn't overnight, but it was like, this is real. She was probably, when I started my business, there were probably 5, 6 years where I was the only person with children. I hired a lot of like recent grads. And so they had to grow up before they had their own children. And we needed a parental leave or anything related to that. And so she was maybe the second or third person after me to have children, but I brought her into the conversation, our HR manager, the other moms, and we created a policy that really protects our employees, male and female, if they have any loss of pregnancy and, or complications. And it's not the craziest policy. It's an extra 5 or 6 days and, kind of in between sick and bereavement and however they want to handle their healing. But we have that. And I think what that has done is, first of all, I hate to even tell you, a lot of women have used that policy. And I can't even imagine where they'd be emotionally if we didn't have it. But it gives them just an opportunity to heal. And they are they're okay telling us about it because we've created this space where like, this is a topic we understand, but they come back to work and they know they're supported. And I don't think we've had a single employee who has used that policy and ever resigned. There have probably been people that we have, parted ways with over the years, but I would say that was the most indirect, unintentional retention tactic for women. And like, I know it changed so many lives. And so it was one conversation and then maybe a meeting with our lawyer. How can we word this to build a clause into our contract? And it was done. And I'm fortunate that I can make those decisions in my position. I realize not everyone can just, take charge that quickly, but people can speak up. And when I think of this story, I actually give her the compliment of coming up with this policy because she spoke up. I just listened and brought other people in and made something happen. But I think the message is like, I know some things are private, but no one can help you if you don't share. And companies need to understand that there's so much more to the human than the way they show up and perform in their job every day. So I'll say that was just a proud women empowerment and, just being a really empathetic leader that I have something tangible behind me to say like, okay, I am proud of that. I know I don't always make the right decisions, but that was one that was really thoughtful. The way it turned out, even though it wasn't planned that way.
Charlie, that might actually be the most important decision you've made because you don't understand the rippling effects of it. I mean, actually you do, but to your point, it's like, I don't think many companies are thinking about that, right? And because it's such a personal topic, there are so many people that are just hurting and struggling in private and quietly, and they're showing up every day and they shouldn't. Exactly. Right? In those moments, they should be home recovering, right? Mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever the recovery is that they'll need. But it's such a beautiful thing that you've put in place. That is something that I'm so glad I pressed you for a second one because that story is really beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you. And when I think of our team today, like it's really amazing how far we've come. I mean, we have one woman on our team out because she just adopted a baby after many struggles,
I love
and
that.
you know,
Oh, well, I
using the
don't love the first
policy.
part, but
Right,
I
but
do love
she
that she has her family.
exactly, and like within the last 2 weeks, the baby was born. She's healthy. They're going home. But we've also had employees who've used surrogates and gone through IVF, and like it's opened the door for those conversations. Like I had fertility issues. There was no way anyone in my company was ever going to know anything about. Like it was the most private. I snuck out for my blood draws and my
Yeah.
ultrasounds, and I think we just normalized it, and we normalized it by even putting it out there that these are conversations. And when someone's struggling, they can talk to someone else. They can ask for flex hours because they have to be at the doctor in the morning. And it's not awkward or, you know, oh, is she actually interviewing? Like, no, she's just trying to get pregnant.
Right.
You know?
Oh,
So,
man.
yeah.
That's awesome, Charlie. Good for you. Like that
Thank
is something
you.
you should be super proud of. That is beautiful. I love that so much.
Thank you.
Everyone listening, thank you guys for your time as well. And if you've enjoyed this episode, please rate and follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, subscribe on YouTube, connect with me on LinkedIn. And until next time, we'll see you soon.